there, this is Denise with Modern Priscilla Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are all here for this pick a card. We're going to focus on the question, should you wait or move on? So let's take a look and see what the cards have to say about that. I have 3 decks set out here today along with my Oracle card deck. This is the Messengers of Oracle with my clear quartz to open up the energy. Then here I have the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot with green aventurine. Here I have the Deviant Moon Tarot with dumortierite. And here I have the Housewives Tarot with leopard jasper. All right, friends, this is what I'm going to do. I am going to live shuffle, and then I'll be setting out 3 piles, for which then I will invite you to select your pile. I will put timestamps in the description. I'll put them in for the shuffling portion and the selection portion and each pile. That way you can watch the parts that are relevant to you and fast forward and jump around as you need to. All right, with that all being said, let's get started. Okay, here we are. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is calm your mind. Think of the question, should I wait or should I move on? See where your attention is drawn and select your pile. If you need extra time, please feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, let's get started. Pile number 1. All right, pile 1. Should you move on or should you wait? All right. We're going to take a look at our Oracle card first and see what's going on. Have courage. Okay, well, you're being called upon to muster up some courage here. So that could mean both ways, though. Courage to stay, courage to go. So we're going to look at these and see, but the very strong message is having courage. Having courage. So let's find out what else we've got. We have the Strength card, which is also about having courage. Ooh, boy, we've got double. All right, so right now we've got our 4 of Wands here, and this tells me that this is a time of kind of thinking and trying to evaluate where you're going to be going next. That makes a lot of sense because obviously you're thinking of that. That's why you're asking the question, right? So this is confirmation that shows that you are at a period right now in your life where you're kind of reevaluating things. You're not sure kind of which way to go with things, right? So we have our 2 of Swords next, and this also talks about kind of not knowing what to do. It talks about choices. 2s are always about choices. And when we have swords, it kind of talks about being kind of caught in the middle of something, 2 different ideas. Well, this is clear. What are your 2 ideas? Should I stay or should I go? So I can see where this is causing you a lot of angst and upheaval in your mind, things like that. We have strength coming. And remember what I said, we have our oracle card here as well. Very similar meanings, right? We have our strength card. This talks about overcoming obstacles. This also talks about, having great resources, that you have courage. That's one of your resources. And that's one of the resources you have to win, is that you're strong, that you're confident. Well, that's a good thing, because our 9 of Pentacles is saying that we've got some excitement coming out. This is about success. This is sort of about getting a reward for all your courage, a reward for all of your courage. The Ace of Cups coming up next talks about a new love coming your way. Aces are always about new ideas, new sparks, new things coming in. So we've got new love as well. And then lastly, we've got our 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands talks about victory, talks about recognition. It talks about being identified as the winner of something, right? So let's see how these pull together. I'm going to be putting a bridge on the top of each of these columns, and we'll see what information we can get to connect everything. Okay, now this is going to connect the top row to the bottom row. We're going to get some answers. Okay. So we have our 7 of Pentacles on top of our 4 of Wands and our 9 of Pentacles. So we're kind of trying to decide where to go, because we want success, correct? Yes, indeed. So then we have our 7 of Pentacles bridging that. And this talks about having patience. It also talks about kind of having doubts and worry, like, where is this going? I don't know if this is going to work. Well, that sounds exactly what this card would be indicating, is this time of thinking. Should you wait or should you move on? Well, this is saying, you're clearly it's a lot on your mind. You want to get to the success point, though. So let's find out what else is going on. Here's where you're stuck between the 2 choices. You don't know what to choose. You don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. I think you know the answer. But you just don't want to see it right now. You're wanting to get to this love portion of the spread, right? This is where we want to be. We want to have this love, this reignited love feeling, or a new love. We've got the eight of Wands. The 8 of Wands implies rapidly changing events. Talks about bracing for change. Now we're getting from this time of confusion to this new love feeling, right? So that confusion, once you put that to bed, you're going to be able to see something new coming in, a new love. Okay, so now we've got our strength and our 6 of Wands. And again, this is victory, recognition. We've got our 7 of Swords on the bridge. So our 7 of Swords talks about leaving something behind. So my friend, what we've got so far looks like it is a move on situation. You're being told that you need to have courage in order to do this. You know the answer. You've always known the answer. You just don't want to see it. Do you see what I mean? But there is a new love waiting for you, a new love. You will be successful when you decide to make the break or move on. All kinds of good things are going to open up to you. Now, this doesn't mean when you open your eyes the next day that there's going to be a line of people out your door, everybody throwing flowers and, violins playing. Of course not. We have to be realistic. And sometimes when we end something or move on from something, we still need to take the time to sort of mourn the loss of what we thought we had, right? Whether you had it or didn't have it. Once it's over, you do have to take some time to sort of get through that. That's normal. That's natural. But what this is saying is brace for change. Somebody else is coming in pretty quickly. So yeah, I think somebody new is coming. You need to have the courage. We got that twice from our Oracle card and from our Tarot card. And, I definitely think that somebody is coming. Somebody is coming, and you're going to feel so much better than being in this place of unknowing, right? Woo! Pile 1, what do you think? I would love to hear what your thoughts are about this reading. Please leave a comment for me. I would love to know what you thought. And of course, if you haven't already, please make sure you hit subscribe before you head out. It means so much to me. And also, I never want you to miss out on a video. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 2. All right, pile 2. Let's find out what is going on. Should you wait or should you move on? Let's see what the cards have to say. Before we flip over our tarot cards, I'm going to take a look at our oracle card. Surrender to the flow. Okay, so obviously this means going with the flow. We need to see what these are to make true sense out of what this is indicating, but going with the flow is very important. Now, the number of this card is number 44. Four's, 4 plus 4 is 8. So we're looking at 8 in terms of meaning for numbers. And an 8 always stands for advancement. So, moving on and advancing forward. We need to see what this says, though, before we are 100% on that. So let's find out what else we've got. Yeah, wow, okay. All right. So what it's telling you to do is you need to have a conversation, and you need to tell this person what is up. You need to tell them what is up. You need to tell them what you want, what you need. Why are you considering moving on? Is it because they're not doing something that you'd want them to do? Is it because you're waiting for them to do something else? Whatever it is, you need to tell them. You need to and you might have already told them. You need to lay it down. That's what you need to do. You got to lay down the truth right here. That's what our Ace of Swords is saying. We have the 10 of Cups. I have a feeling what this is your truth is, hey, this is what I need. I need 10 of Cups energy. Well, the 10 of Cups energy is that stability of the home, that feeling of like emotional well-being, that kind of thing, the stability of your home life. So that would mean, obviously if you were a couple, if you were making a family together in the future, or currently, whatever's going on, that's what you want. But there's so much baggage. There's baggage going on. Now, is it baggage between the two of you? Is it baggage that this person is carrying for some other reason? I'm not sure. You're the only one who knows that answer. But whatever it is, there is definitely some baggage being dragged along. That's what's making the holdup. That's why this person isn't making the decision or the commitment or whatever it is you are seeking. Yeah, for sure on that. Baggage is kind of, obviously what baggage means, but your troubles, carrying your troubles. Now here we've got our Queen of Swords. She's coming in again. This energy is saying, tell the truth, tell it like it is. You need to get in there and really say how you're feeling, and if you've done it before, you need to do it again. Now once you do that, we're running into Knight of Pentacles energy. The Knight of Pentacles, he's moving. He's moving. He's Pentacles, though, so he moves a little more slowly than some of our other knights. He is thinking. He is logical. He doesn't want to make a misstep. Maybe your person doesn't want to fall into this baggage stuff again. So, when you come at this person and say, hey, I need this, this person says, I'm working on it, I'm trying, or okay, let's work on it, kind of thing. Next, we're going into our Two of Wands. Now, twos are always about choices, and this talks about kind of trying to weigh something out in your mind, kind of like a struggle, a struggle between choices. Well, clearly you're trying to make a choice right now. Should you wait or move on? Well, you've got a lot to say. This is going to be hinging, your success, is going to hinge on that. You need to have a conversation. You got to lay it out there. Your person might have concern that there's baggage or trouble that he or she is carrying with them. Yeah, let's find out some more. We're going to put a bridge on from each row, and we're going to see how it ties together. Okay, another choice card. Another choice card. Okay. So surrendering to the flow, it's again implying, again, go with the flow, go with the flow. Let it play out. I think what this is saying is the energy is just saying you're still at a place of flux where you're making this choice, and what it's all going to depend on is going to be your conversation. You need to tell them what you got to say it. You just got to say it. This is what I need. And if you've said it already, you need to say it again. Say it in a different way, maybe, but you need to say it again. So we've got this very strong tell it like it is vibe going on, right? And the bridge is our Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is talking about balancing kind of like the physical aspects of life. So like, do I have enough time for you? Do you live with this person and you're thinking about moving out? These are all things that you need to discuss when you're talking. Because if for example, you're living together and moving out, that's a pretty big deal, right? If you're not together and you're just waiting for this person to make a move or something like that, then you know what? I do think that that is possible if you tell it like it is. You need to say, hey, what's going on? This is something that's not working for me. If you're with somebody or wanting to be with somebody who is currently with another partner, well, this is when you're saying it's my way, it's me or the highway kind of thing. And you're going to put it all in their court. This person is probably feeling like, yes, I'm moving slowly forward toward this 10 of Cups moment, but we have our 8 of Pentacles here, and the 8 of Pentacles says, pay attention, work hard on this. It's probably slow going. Look at this dude here. He's in like a factory making pentacles, right? And this factory is, it's a factory. It's hot work. There's fire in there. These things are moving. So it says that it's not easy, but that it's moving slowly, but it can get there to our 10 of Cups moment. Well, how is that going to happen? We've got a lot of baggage going on, right? And then we have our 2 of Wands, which is talking about kind of a struggle between choices. Again, choices. Well, we've got the Empress as our bridge. And the Empress talks about needing to provide some extra tender, loving care. It's talks about being kind of overly involved in other people's lives and things. That's what I think is going on. I think you need to say something, because you need to be overly involved now by saying, listen, it's just got to say it. This is what I need, flat out, black and white on the table. And then that choice is left there. Can your partner live up to what you're asking for? Well, you got to see what they're going to say. Let's pull out another one and see if we can get a yes or a no. Because right now, what it's looking like is going with the flow, but you need to say and start that flow going. You need to say what it is that you need and then let it happen. Because now once you've said these things, you're going to let it go with the flow and let this person kind of dictate what's going on. Now, does that mean they're the boss and they're in charge of how this plays out? Not at all. But you're going to go with the flow, seeing their reaction to you giving your, sharing your truth and telling them what you need. And from there, we've got this person wants to go slowly. They're wanting to go slowly. And, it seems like you've got to be one of those hop to, people trying to keep this person running or moving. I mean, okay, so let's get another one a little bit clearer, yes or a no, please. The Knight of Wands. Okay, this still has a chance. Yes, this still has a chance. So I would not say that you should necessarily move on immediately without this conversation. This conversation needs to happen. And I feel like the cards are saying your person will respond favorably, but they're still going to be moving slow. You're still going to have to kind of like nurture this, and and you have to decide, are you up for that? Are you up to going with the flow? This card suggests you might want to think about that. But again, this is going to be heavily dependent on that person's reaction. The reaction, it looks like, will be, let's move. Let's do this. We can make it. So that's why I'm saying I still think there is hope. I think there is time for a conversation. And there might be another point forward where you, going forward, that you might need to make another decision. But so far, right now, surrender to the flow, have your conversation, and provide some extra tender loving care. This person is carrying some baggage of some kind, and they're moving slowly because of it. Ooh, pile 2. What do you think? Ooh, I'd love to hear from you. Please drop a comment for me. Let me know. And as always, please make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already. I never want you to miss out, and I'd love to have you in the family. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. Pile number 3. All right, pile 3. Let us find out what is going on. Should you wait or should you move on? Okay, we're going to take a look at our oracle card first. Do not fear the unknown. Ooh, okay. Well, obviously, we can kind of think about what that might mean. Moving forward, when it's like that saying. Have you ever heard the saying, feel the fear and do it anyway? Don't fear the unknown, just do it anyway. It's fine, that kind of a thing. Well, we have to see what these are, but that right there is kind of telling me you might want to be thinking about what's next. Scary moving on. It is. It's very scary. It can be very scary. Wow. Okay. We've got our Ace of Swords and our Queen of Swords. If you watched pile 2 reading, it started off with these as well. Well, kind of. Anyway, very interesting, because this is saying, just like it said for pile 2, you need to have a conversation. You need to be able to tell this person, this is what is up. This is what I'm missing. This is what I need. It doesn't mean you have to be a jerk. It just means you have to have that conversation. You have to kind of get in there and manage it. Manage the situation, what's going on. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Do not fear the unknown. We've got our 3 of Cups coming up right on the heels of this conversation. And this talks about kind of a renewed feeling of love and passion. This is a new endeavor of the heart, that kind of a thing. You're seeing things differently. We've got our Hanged Man. Oh, this conversation I think is going to go pretty well. I think it's going to go pretty well. So I think your person, once you have this conversation, is going to be turning it around and being much more what you're wanting them to be, him or her. And now we get to the Hanged Man, and that's where we're thinking differently about things. It's kind of accepting where we are, meaning I can accept the things that I can't change, and I can change the things that I can change. That saying too, you can only do what you can do, and sometimes you just need to accept it. So some of those things, maybe you're holding on to some stuff that you don't need to hold on to, maybe some baggage, some fighting, or fears, things like that. You need to let that go, because it runs right here into our Page of Cups. Now, Cups, this talks about somebody who does this. Typically, a court card is a personality type. So this card talks about a person who doesn't really like change, doesn't really want to change things, very much feels comfortable where they are, things like that. That's why you are going to need to say something. This person doesn't really feel like there's anything really going on. It's nothing different. I mean, nothing needs to change kind of feeling. We're running here into our 8 of Swords, and this thing talks about feeling kind of trapped by your thoughts, feeling like you're stuck. You are not stuck. You are not stuck. You can do anything you want to do. You are not held there. There are no chains holding you to the floor. You can definitely move on. You'll deal with whatever comes. But I'm thinking with this conversation, do not fear the unknown. Do not fear the unknown. have this conversation, there's going to be a renewed sense of like, let's kind of renew things, or let's kick them off. Let's get them started. There is a feeling of that. So if you're waiting for them to break up with somebody else, something like that, that looks to be coming here, the new change, but your person is resisting change. So I do think that this person has a lot of thinking to do to kind of, settle things down, to come to terms with what might have transpired in the past. Let's find out by putting a bridge on. We're going to put a bridge on from the top to bottom. So we're going to be adding 3 cards. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. All right, so we're going to bridge this over. Oh boy, yeah, do not fear the unknown. You need to have a conversation, because in order to get here from our conversation, right, the beginning of the new conversation, the new truth, we're going over to the Hanged Man. We've got the Lovers as the bridge. The Lovers, this can change. This situation can change. So this is saying that so far, do not fear the unknown. Say what you need to say, and I think it's going to bring you to closer together. All right. So then our Queen of Swords, again, this is where you really are got to say what you want and what you want to happen. We're going, he or she is going slowly, doesn't like change, but we have our High Priestess here. The reason might be because some people are perhaps talking to this person, maybe friends, maybe this person fears what other people will say. And I don't mean say about you, but maybe they're telling him or her, like, you shouldn't be in a relationship, or you should stay doing this or that, or, whatever. But the High Priestess says rising above that kind of stuff, rising above gossip, pettiness, stuff like that. So if that is coming into play, your person is going to not let that bother them. We've got the new endeavor of the heart, along with kind of being trapped by thoughts, bridged over here by our King of Pentacles. Our King of Pentacles knows what is up. Our King of Pentacles loves to be generous. Our King of Pentacles loves to be involved, loves to be, kind of a participant, but yet this person likes to be able to make other people feel better. So not as concerned about their own feelings, but concerned about other people, which makes sense with our High Priestess, because there was potentially some talking or fear of somebody talking or being disappointed or something like that, which is leading them into this, 8 of Swords moment, where the 8 of Swords feels like it, being trapped by thoughts. So I do see good things. Now let's get a little bit clearer, yes or no. So far, what I'm seeing is yes. If you wait, I think things are going to pan out for you. But let's just get another one just to kind of sum it up, some more information. Okay. Oh boy. You got the 2 of Cups. You got oh baby, yeah, this is going to be good. Yeah, I think that you can safely feel, that you should consider waiting as opposed to moving on, but you very clearly need to have a conversation. I do think it will go well in the end. Not fearing the unknown is the strong message coming in for you, pile 3. And again, that conversation is very, very important. We've got 2. We got the Ace and the Queen telling me that's something very strong to pay attention to. Woo! Pile 3, what do you think? Woo! Drop me a comment. I would love to see what you think of your reading. And always, please make sure you've hit subscribe. If you haven't already, I would really love to include you in the family. I never want you to miss out on a video. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for letting me read for you.